Welcome to another episode of the Cynical Writer. What is the ideal environment for a writer to work in? Well, personally, I don't really have an ideal place to work in. There are mainly two different places where I do most of my writing. One is that I have a desk in the corner of my room, and I do quite a bit of my writing there. It also happens to be the place where I'm currently recording this video. And my bedroom, believe it or not, is a pretty spacious environment. It's certainly a lot bigger than the bedroom that I had in the previous house that I lived in. But even so, I don't really like the idea of working or writing in the same place that I sleep. Because when I go to sleep, I want to have a very quiet room. I don't want to have to worry about, work or distractions or anything like that. So, ideally, I would like to have my writing life and my sleeping life, so to speak, separated. But unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. Now, sometimes I will also write on my back porch. And I especially like to do this when the weather is nice, when it's cool outside. Fall is the perfect time to write outside because I get to see all of the fall colors, and that's just very relaxing for me. Unfortunately, a lot of people usually come out and bother me when I'm on the back porch, so that's also not an ideal place for me to work in, despite the fact that I love writing outdoors. Now, if I were to have an ideal place to write in, it would have to be either a writing office or a writing shed. Because if I worked in a writing office, I would be within my own writing world. There wouldn't be anybody bothering me. I could solely focus on writing. And I could also put posters on the wall and memorabilia or things that might motivate me to write. And I think that would be a very nice environment for me to work in. Unfortunately, there isn't space currently in the house that I'm living in to put a writing office in. Another place, though, that would be an ideal environment for me is if I had a writing shed. Now, many famous writers, including the likes of George Bernard Shaw, who was a famous Irish playwright, and even Stephen King, who, without a doubt, is probably the most famous writer working today, they had writing sheds that they worked in. And what they would do is that they would build a shed, that would be a couple of yards from their house, and they would use that shed to get a lot of their writing done. And I think that would be a very good environment for me to work in because I could go away from my house and I could work in a nice, secluded, quiet environment without having to worry about people pestering me. And also, if I had a writing shed, I could enjoy nature a little bit more because the shed would only be around one room, and I would probably have a window where I could look out at the forest or the woods, and that would be a pretty nice environment for me to work in. Unfortunately, I don't have the building skills to construct such a writing shed. I wish I did. I honestly wish I did. But writers, we tend not to be hands-on, type people. So, I hope you enjoyed my speech for today. You can check out my books in the description section, and until next time, goodbye.